Hello, welcome all my beautiful vibrant souls who are Capricorns or have big Capricorn placements. Welcome to your month ahead predictions, which is going to be, well, your month ahead love predictions, which is going to be looking at the month of February 2024. So obviously, with Valentine's Day coming up, I wanted to take some special time to look at your love-related energies for the month ahead. So yeah, with that, let's dive in. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful January, or February, whenever this finds you. Far be it from me to, sorry, I don't know why I noticed when I cut the deck, we have deception and religious factors. And something I'm immediately getting is you faced a cycle in your love life of a lot of illusions for spiritual purpose, which I know that does not make it any more fun. But I feel like you guys have really been through the ringer when it comes to love. And it's just been very confusing. And I just wanted to acknowledge that. So I hope that you are exceedingly well when this finds you. And there's that religious factors at the bottom again. Unrequited love. Okay. You guys want a hug? There is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So when I cut the deck with deception, and I think that card says someone is in this relationship is wearing a false self mask or something like that. With deception and religious factors, and then unrequited love being your theme, there is a connection I feel in your life. This could be something you're currently dealing with. This could be from your past, and this month is going to be kind of a month of a lot of emotional processing and resolution. I feel like there is a connection where you're finally seeing it for what it is. You may have kind of wondered if somebody was into you, or wondered, if it was my ear itches, excuse me. Wonder if there was enough there to kind of carry you guys through, maybe the initial sort of honeymoon or attraction has been kind of dimming down, and it's sort of wondering, is there anything kind of more to this? You're going to be getting an answer this month. I wanted to look at this card, but not take it. Chemistry. It's interesting because we said there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this going. There's an attraction card in this deck too. So whenever this card and one of those two comes out, and it says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. I'm almost getting that there might be something where this month you're realizing somebody that you were half in, you have 1 foot in on one foot out. You're not really sure. There's going to be a recognition that this person might just not be a suitable partner, or there might not be a whole lot past the physical. We do have this masculine reaching out to the feminine here. So whether you identify as the divine masculine, divine feminine, and these are not related to your gender identity or expressions, these are speaking about the energetic principle that you tend to resonate with more often than another. If you guys want a separate video about that, I'll make a separate video about that. It kind of feels like, for many of you, this is somebody that you've kind of been having a physical relationship with, and there might be the recognition that there's not really a whole lot past that. I do have to be honest. For some, this could be where there is somebody from the past where maybe they kind of treated you just like an option, or they kind of were no, let's just keep this casual. Let's just, keep it simple. Sorry, I was thinking, it's yes, simple does seem to describe you, yes. That would be so mean though. That's okay, a little roasty toasty. Anyway, pardon me. But there's a sense for some, this is somebody who's kind of coming back, and it's I feel like they're making overtures, I miss you so much, babe. Where have you been? What have you been doing? And there's kind of the sense that you're over it with them. And it's just nah. And I feel like there's an energy that this person hasn't really changed all that much. Or they might come in and kind of talk to you nice. Yes, spit a good game here. But there's a sense where I feel like you're on to them. So those are kind of the two biggest energies I'm seeing, but let's pull another card to clarify. Excuse me. When I went to pull this one, this is the card, but at first I heard yes, total all capital letters, and then immediately after it was like no. So this could be somebody where you were like really enthusiastic about them before, and then now you're like, no, now I know what you're doing. So I do kind of see that. What's at the bottom? Manifestation. I feel like you guys have been trying to manifest clarity about this person. Trying to see, like, are they for real? Is there anything going to happen here? We have a lot of pink, and this is a color of the heart chakra. And in this deck, as you can see, there are cards where the Merkaba is the same color as the background and ones where there are different. So when it's the same, I take that to mean that your internal frequency is being reflected back to you in harmony in your external reality, right? So your external reality is reflecting in a resonant, harmonious way what your energy is kind of like internally. And I feel like for you guys, there's a sense here with this. You've been trying to manifest, possibly manifest a better partnership. You may have been working on healing your Venus energy, but there's a sense of like trying to manifest clarity of the heart, right? Like trying to figure out like what do I do with this person? What do I do in this situation? And possibly with love in general, but moderation. This person you're dealing with might struggle with moderation. This might be a lesson that you yourselves have been mastering, and that might be why you're not as into it anymore. You're like, no. This is card 14, and in the major arcana, that's the temperance card, and I love that moderation is a temperance theme. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I love when that happens. I don't know why I did that. But, you know, and 14 also reduces down to a 5. I think you've been making changes in your life. We have the red and the green here, and there's a sense of the root and the heart chakra. I think you've been trying to come into alignment between what is emotionally satisfying in the moment and what is kind of secure and long term. So it's like, I can't make decisions solely for the practical, but I also can't get carried away and only make decisions based on how much I like someone. And I feel like you guys have really like done a lot to master that lesson. And that's why you're finally manifesting some kind of clarity or truth about this person. I saw a little bit of blue. What was that? Yeah, at the top is follow your dreams. I feel like you also, because I feel like this is like you're trying to manifest things in general that you've been wanting. And so you're getting clarity about this because it's going to be time for you to like really follow your dreams pretty soon and be creating a life that you want. Again, you've learned a really good balance of being emotionally invested in something without, overgiving, overextending yourself, violating your own boundaries, or self-abandoning. And that's a really beautiful spot to be in. I also feel like this has helped you to, kind of take a big step when it comes to the art of learning loving detachment, which is a huge key to manifestation, right? Where we can want something, but if we don't get it, we're not, beside ourselves. We're not crumbling as human beings and as ethereal beings as well. So I feel like this is the energy you're going into this situation with. I also feel like too, you're maybe with before, because again, with the capital letters, yes, and then no, maybe before when this person kind of came in and they did their thing, you were like, oh my God, yes. And just like, committed super hard or super fast. There's a sense here where there's skepticism now. It's like, let's see about that. We'll see about that. And that is kind of like something that I'm picking up. So I want to start clarifying unrequited love. What's going on in this situation? Because I feel like it's you guys where like you're kind of either saying, yeah, this person can't cut the mustard, or like this person is coming back around and you're like, I don't think you've changed enough. Ooh, okay. There we go. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. This is what I mean. You're getting clarity. I have a sneeze. I'm about to perpetrate a sneeze. Sorry. All right, just bear with me. Gosh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. That was, you guys, I pulled my rib muscles because I about 3-4 weeks ago, I had COVID, and I thankfully recovered and I'm all good. But because I was going through so many coughing fits, I like pulled a bunch of my rib muscles, like hardcore, and they've just been taking like a really long time to heal. And like they're a lot better now than they were, but that sneeze just like, woo. Like, whew. Oh my God. It's a lot. Anyway, thank you for standing by. So let's see what you have. The Four of Wands. Okay, clarifying. This is clarifying unrequited love. The Knight of Cups. Oof. The Three of Pentacles. Okay. Yep, the Moon. And the Five of Pentacles. Mother. And especially I was like, yeah, where is this energy? Because I know it's going to come up. Yes, it did. So this is what I feel like happened. This person came in, maybe making a lot of promises, very romantic. This is like marriage, life partner, you know, proposal, happy home kind of energy, you know, where you feel like, I feel like this person made you feel like you may have been like really into them. This person, again, may have made a lot of promises that they then didn't keep. This person may have, you know, made promises they had the intention to keep, but it kind of feels like, you know, the Knight of Cups, he's a little bit of a Casanova sometimes. We always think about the Knight of Wands, but the Knight of Cups can be like that too. And the reason why the Knight of Cups is, you know, he's got some bite to him, is because he really does, like, he loves love. So he really does believe in these things as he's saying them. He's not lying. But the issue is what I see here, which is where the rubber meets the road. When it's actually time to have a partnership. When it's time to, it's not just about, you know, the physical, the attraction, the chemistry, right? When it's actually time to settle into real life stuff. And this is where I feel this relationship started to disintegrate. This, for me, this is a spiritual partnership where you are aligned for the long term because you have similar values, goals, you know, you have a similar calling. You know, you're headed in the same direction for the long term, right? It's kind of like I imagine, you know, you're both kind of along your path and then following what you feel you need to do, and then boom, there's a point of convergence, pardon me, and you kind of continue to travel forward together. That's like that Three of Pentacles. It usually shows three people building a cathedral together. And in, I don't know why I do this, but with the tarot, I kind of like to imagine these cards as like a little snapshot moment. And the way I imagine that snapshot moment, the story that plays out behind it is like, I imagine these three people were, you know, almost like agreed to build the cathedral on their own, right? And it's like they all are like, okay, we're gathering in this place on this day to begin. And that's where they met each other, right? And they were brought together by like a shared passion, by a vision, by a conviction and a goal, and like something that they wanted to create and construct that would have, you know, that would be substantive. There we go. Excuse me. And that's kind of the Three of Pentacles. That's like a way that the Three of Pentacles differs from like the Three of Cups, which is also a spiritual partnership, but it's kind of more about, you know, having fun and enjoying the moment instead of like, yeah, we're enjoying this moment because we're all motivated for the same thing, or we all just get each other. We're all on the same page. We're working and moving in the same direction. That's where this fell apart. I feel like following that, there was a lot of kind of like confusion. There was a lot of confusion. You know, the moon can speak of, because it always shows a dog and a wolf. And in this version, we have a leashed dog and an unleashed dog. It always kind of speaks of like finding the balance between listening to your instincts, but also not being driven solely by them, right? Not being driven by your fears, because that's what happens when we kind of let it get out of hand. I feel that you have listened to your intuition. We have a lot of water energy here, by the way, especially Cancer and Pisces, but Scorpio as well. I feel like you have listened to your intuition, and that's why you may have recognized this person right off the bat as like potential for being part of your soul family, somebody that you could see yourself with. There's some element of when you guys first met that something about it had long-term potential in your eyes. And I feel like you kind of confronted any sort of fears. You're willing to listen to your intuition and be called to your higher path. And this person did not. This person, I feel like, kind of bolted and left you out in the cold. Excuse me. And that's why, like, either they're sort of like tepid halfway about this currently, and you're kind of like, I'm hearing the energy dismiss, so you might be dismissing them, or this person could be coming back now and wanting to, like, you know, like, all right, I had enough time playing in the snow, I'm ready to come back, and like I want to, it's kind of like this energy with the moon and the Five of Pentacles. I've had enough time, running around at night. I've had enough time out in the cold. I want to come back. But I feel like you're kind of like either not having it or you're going to be very cautious with them. What do they want from you? The Fool, new beginning, Aquarius energy showing up. I always look at the Fool like Aries, but most people read it like Aquarius. So, again, Aquarius season, we are now in it. Yeah, Ten of Swords reverse. There's like, sorry. We have the word deadline showing up in this version. So this person, it may have been really, really difficult because there may have been something where it's like, maybe you gave them an ultimatum, or it's like, I feel like by this point we should be further along. But there's something where it has caused you some kind of distress, some kind of disgruntlement. I'm almost getting from the Ten of Swords, because this is usually a pretty bitter, painful ending. With it coming out reversed, I'm almost getting like it wasn't as bad as the Ten of Swords upright, but it wasn't great. And for some, it was really like a bitter betrayal, and it's kind of like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. But what do they want from you? We have the Fool, the Six of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. There he is. Listen, we have the Four of Wands, we have the Moon, we have the Six of Cups. There is definitely a soul bond there, right? So if you were feeling that in the beginning, you're not wrong. I don't know why I'm getting like, you're not on crack. You're not wrong, right? And I think the thing is, this person feels it too. It's not that they don't feel it. I think that they're really uncomfortable with that higher spirituality. With the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, this person might be very driven by their passions, very driven by, enjoyment of the moment. They struggle really heavily with longevity. They could even have some kind of like wounds or traumas left over when it comes to like working together with other people. They might have a really hard time maintaining any kind of close connections in their lives. And that's why with the Five of Pentacles, they kind of always end up alone at the end of the day. So this person, what they're going to be coming back to kind of offer, or what they're going to be kind of like, I feel like if you haven't totally disconnected from this person, they go through cycles. They're going into another cycle, right? Because the Knight of Cups is rushing toward this of like, wanting another honeymoon phase, right? This is where it's like the nostalgia. I'm thinking about when we met. Let's begin again. They might text you with the phone in their hand. They might text you during Aquarius season. The number 6 could be important. So they could text you February 6th. They could text you at 6 p.m. For some, it's going to be like during golden hour. That's very specific, but I like it. So they're wanting to go back to the good parts of this connection, I feel like. They're wanting to recapture that. They're wanting to get this feeling back. But we do have that Knight of Wands, meaning, the Knight of Wands isn't bad. I know he's kind of known as the F-boy of the tarot. He's not bad. But the thing is, with all the Knights, they're seekers, right? You go from page to knight to queen to king. The pages are apprentices. They're students. They are the child archetype. They're learning stuff. And then they get ready to kind of go out into the world. And that's where they become the knight, and they take what they learned as pages. They go out into the world and they start kind of exploring by like applying what they've learned. So they're learning by experience. They're fine-tuning their process. They're kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go for this. I'm gonna, I know I'm looking for this, but is XYZ a fit for that, right? And so the Knight of Wands is somebody who is like, they know, from being the Page of Wands, it's important to follow your passions and have, a creative spark and do something that sets your soul on fire. They know that. And so the Knight of Wands is really trying to, jump from thing to thing, or has a tendency to jump from thing to thing, because they're like, does this spark my passion? Is this what, like, oh, I feel so good doing this? Like, that's kind of that Knight of Wands. Like, wouldn't it be amazing to make this? They're a great idea person. They're a great hype man, but they're still a seeker. And that's the difference between like the Knight of Wands versus the Queen or King of Wands. The King and Queen of Wands are very confident with what they want, but because the wand suits also are spiritual energy, they're confident with what their soul is asking them to do. And I always say this too, the Wands court cards are very like merged with their intuition to the level of instinct, whereas like the Cups court cards, almost like they learn as they mature. They learn to communicate with their intuition and with spirit, almost as like a separate entity outside themselves. So for example, like the Queen of Cups, I always use this example. Let's say the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands both booked a vacation to, I don't know, Paris. I'm just picking something out, right? And if you ask the Queen of Cups, like, what made you want to do that? The Queen of Cups can point to it, essentially. She can be like, oh, you know what? Like, I saw it in a dream. I had a premonition. I was getting a lot of signs and synchronicities, you know. I was hearing a lot of different songs that reference Paris, and I was like, okay, I get it, Spirit. I'm going to go check that out. She can like interact with her intuition and with Spirit as almost a separate entity, and it's like a conversation. The Queen of Wands, if you asked her, what made you want to book a vacation to Paris all of a sudden? She'd be like, I don't know. I just felt like I should. Like, I really want to. I feel like that's the place to be. So she's so merged with her intuition. They're both highly intuitive. She's so merged with her intuition that it's like a part of her. And the same kind of applies in general with the Wands and Cups court cards as far as I'm concerned. So there's a sense here where the Knight of Wands, the difference where, you know, one of the differences is that one of the lessons that the Wands court cards need to learn is to control those instincts and impulses. This person hasn't learned that yet. So they are connected to their intuition, and you can tell that based on that Four of Wands, Knight of Cups. This is the place that they were acting from. Six of Cups, you know, the Fool, that you have a soul connection with this person. You most likely have past life energy with this person. They know that, which is why they instinctively move toward you, because they know you at the soul. They also know that you are good for their soul's growth, right? Spiritual seeker, trying to find things that spark their passions, but also find the thing that their soul is asking from them, asking them to do. But because they're so merged with instinct, they don't really know how to, like, it's not like a separate thing, right? So they'd be like, I don't know, I just need to go do this. So, you know, especially like if you ask them, if you kind of go to talk with them more about the spiritual, they have a hard time kind of communicating about it as the Knight of Wands and piecing it together. And that's kind of just something that they learn to do as they get older, right? Like the Cups court cards, as they mature, kind of like getting messages from Spirit and then going and acting on those in a very conscious way. And like, I think that the Wands court cards kind of learn to really trust their intuition and instincts, and then learn to kind of like analyze and integrate the lessons they've learned. And it's just like a different process, but you end up in a very similar place. I could talk about that a lot, and I'll leave that for now. But that's what's going on with this person. So what they're coming in to do is they're coming in to re-spark the honeymoon phase, to have a good cycle with you, to, you know, come back even and say like, I'm so sorry, like, I miss you so much. That's a huge theme here. You know, let's try again. But the thing is like, this person hasn't really thought it through. There's an impulsivity here. And it's an impulsivity driven by a spiritual knowing that you and this person, like, you have lessons and wisdom to offer this person. You guys, your soul has a connection. You work well together. And so I am kind of seeing that here. So, you know, with moderation being a theme coming out, I feel like you guys are already, like I said, you've been doing the work. You're on top of this. But there is a sense here where I feel like you're either going to, you know, turn this person away, turn this person down, or there's going to be a sense of like holding them at arm's length, you know, kind of being like, all right, show me that you're grounded. Show me that you're mature. I want to clarify moderation. Death. Yeah, this is what you've been working on. This is the transformation you've been going through. And it will change, I think, the dynamic, especially if you were very open to this person before, or like, you know, kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt. It's going to change the dynamic, and I want to figure out kind of how. The Hermit, yeah. I feel like you've been doing the work. It might spark this person to kind of go inward a little bit more. So let me see. Clarifying moderation, we have Death. Scorpio energy, by the way. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, look at you, baby. And the Two of Cups. This is what I mean. I think you guys are all, you know, you're on it, right? But this is really talking about to remember the lessons that you have learned and implement them here. Again, I feel like you guys are pretty secure in this. Because there's a sense here where you've really gone through this transformation, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, showing up with the Queen of Pentacles, where you know your worth and it's kind of like, no, I know that I deserve balance. I deserve reciprocity. I deserve to pour my heart and soul into something and have that reflected back, not have this kind of like tepid halfway love or inconsistent love. So I do see that being kind of how your love energies end up playing out. And the thing again, you know, manifestation being at the bottom of the deck, you're heading into a phase, excuse me, where you're about to manifest whatever it is that you've been really, really wanting. And this is why with that Queen of Pentacles energy, you know, you're in this energy where you're loving and respecting yourself. You're caring for yourself. You're really like creating security in your life. And so you will have that brought into your life, right? And I do feel like you're making space for this. So just keep that in mind. Excuse me. Hold firm to your boundaries and to the lessons you've learned. I think that's everything I've got for you for right now. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm wishing you a safe, happy, healthy month ahead, my dears. Take care. Bye.